Okay, so to get started, we're going to separate all of our cut pieces. Each set will have 3 to 4 layers. A craft board layer out of black, which will be your base layer for each set. So you're going to locate that layer. Then refer to your layers panel on the canvas to locate the additional layers for that set. You'll add the adhesive to the back of the second layer and then attach that onto the base layer. And then continue the same process for each layer of each of the individual sets. Most of them are only 1 craft board base layer and 2 to 3 cardstock layers on top of that. In addition, a couple of these sets have paper piecing accents to be added on top of your main layers. You'll continue this process for each of the individual image sets until all the base layers and additional cardstock layers are glued together. I used a silver metallic permanent marker to add a little bit more accents to a few pieces that have metal portions. The mailbox image set is a good example of one that had a bunch of little piecing layers to be added to it. You'll notice that I keep grabbing that standard grip mat. I like to keep all my little individual piecing layers on the mat itself so that I don't have to worry about keeping track of all the little tiny individual pieces and losing any. I wanted to add a little extra bling and sparkle to the footprints, so I used shredded holographic faux snow and just glued that to the bottom side of the footprints before I adhered them to the brick. And then just because I'm always a little bit extra, I wanted some dimension around them as well. So I used white puffy fabric paint so that the edges would be raised and sprinkled a tiny bit of extra fine white glitter on top. For the signpost image set, I learned a little trick that made lining up those stripes a lot easier. I saved the white craftboard cutout sheet and then I used that over the top of the signpost image set to make sure the stripes were lined up easily. For any of the image sets that have a glitter layer, you want to use redline double-sided tape for those because liquid adhesive won't stick well to the glitter layers. For layered cardstock projects, especially ones with piecing layers, I like to add some dimension to the individual sets by using distressed ink pads on the edges. For this project, I used the Ranger brand, and I used a green and a brick. I really love grabbing Cricut Smart Sticker cardstock for intricate cut layers. This window pane would have been really tricky to glue and layer without using the Smart Sticker cardstock. So I kind of just crack it like you do with infusible ink sheets and then gently remove it from the backing and transfer it to the top of my image set layers by hand. Here I'm adding dimension to the tree sets with the green distress ink pads. The hidden door image set is assembled a little differently. It's assembled in two separate portions. There's a separate video to show that assembly. Now the only thing that's left is to add foam dots to the back of each of the image sets. Once assembled, they should look like this. To display your 3D Santa Christmas workshop scene, you just have to stick it to the wall. Arrange it in whatever layout you desire. You can use mine or change it up.